All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakadash. Double honors once again, as always, unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, rule well, in charge of this truth, peace, much love, and salutation, as always, to those who elect. And just coming at you, another lesson on through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Lord's will be edifying to the elect. All right, another daily stroll, okay, lap around the neighborhood, flowing through the spirit. Something I was meditating on, and I mean, I'm a young brother myself, but for the newcomers, and I'm gonna title this uh pretty much in so many words, don't fuck up or don't fuck up. Don't fuck off your first uh couple months, couple years in the truth, okay? And really through the little time that I've been in the ministry, all right, and the things that, I've seen and that I've done. All right. It's vital that when you first hear this word and you first, hear about Yahweh Bashim Shai and like I said, the truth, the ministry, so on and so forth, you get introduced to the brotherhood. It's vital that you attack it head on, okay, and you do it quickly. All right. That's not to say that, you're gonna be into a camp within the first 6 months to a year, but all right, you need to, this needs to be top priority. Okay, you don't need to procrastinate, in which we'll get that word, procrastinate. All right, it says in the Edamon, it says to put off till another day, defer to a future time. And give me 1 second, I'm changing my let me change my AirPods. Okay, and Lord willing, check. All right, so that's still going, but yeah. All right, it says to put off till another day, defer to a future time. Okay, to put off till tomorrow, defer, delay. All right, be dilatory. Let's see what that is. Not prompt. Okay. So why the hell is this nigga driving directly behind me? I mean, like, what the fuck are we doing? But anyways, um, these niggas be weird. But yeah, marked by or given to procrastination or delay, not prompt. Okay. Procrastinator, to delay, put off, postpone. So you don't want to postpone, okay, the ministry. You don't want to postpone the truth. All right, again, you need to as soon as you come in, all right, attack this thing head on. All right. Because I know, like I said, I didn't immediately, and it's all through the spirit of the Lord and the Lord willing, mercy, mercy is applied. Okay, every brother's lot's gonna be different. But um you shouldn't be putting off on teaching, okay, putting off on going to a camp. You need to do these things immediately. And then even when you come into the truth and you're, part of a camp, all right, you need to grow up and you need to grow up fast. All right, because the time that the apostles, the elders, the bishops that they had, we don't have that time, man. Okay, we don't have 10, 15 years to get it right, or to bump our head 8 million times and then okay, now we get it. No, we gotta get right like now. Uh, okay, we have to get right now. So again, don't fuck off the first couple years in your truth, man, or in the truth. You know, there's again, man, you need to tap in. All right. And this is Sirach 5 and 7. It says concerning, or no, not damn, that's not even 7. Salaki. Sirach 5 and 7. It says, make no tarrying. Well, I can start at 5. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. Right? So, don't be dabbling in because that's pretty much iniquity. All right, adding sin unto sin. Okay. And what's that word? I forget. Propitiate. Fish. Yeah, you spell that. Propitiate. Appease. Well, let's get propitiation. It says atonement, expiation, and atonement, favorable, gracious, kind, well disposed. But yeah, an atonement. So concerning our atonement, which the Day of Atonement just passed, okay, not too long ago. All right. But again, be not without fear to add sin to sin. And it says, and say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. Right. So you don't want to be in the state of adding sin into sin. Okay. Because ultimately the Most High is going to judge you. You don't want to be in that state of being a sluggard, and just ultimately not fucking doing anything. Your first couple years are just, you know, just bullshit. Okay. Yeah, you're growing and you got a little bit of knowledge within the scriptures, but you're not really grasping the concept of what this is truly about. Okay. And that's something that I myself personally had to learn, okay, coming in because of, you know, like that shit, that nigga, all right, from Mississippi, all right, the war, at the time he was an elder. And I had I reverenced him, I looked up to him, and but his whole thing was just about mainly having fun. It wasn't about structure. It wasn't about, you know, doctrine. The nigga never really wanted to do videos and shit like that. And it was through the spirit of the Lord, all right, that the elder brother, Nabah from Memphis, constantly reminding me to make sure we doing the work. Wait, make sure you're doing the work. All right. But, I personally feel like more growth could have came, had I not been under him. All right, and it took me a while to figure out things that was really, evident from the beginning. But nonetheless, all right, that's just an example. Okay, to not fuck off your first couple years of truth. This isn't a frat thing. This isn't. We're not here to be friends. We're not here to drink all the goddamn time and eat chicken. All right, we're here to do the work of the Lord. Okay, to fulfill the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's why if you're not fully tapped into that, then the Lord will just do away with you, man. All right, and Lord willing, this is making sense. All right. Verse 7, it says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Right. So in your security, you're gonna perish and ultimately be destroyed because you think this shit is sweet. You think it is a game and that again you got time. We don't have that same time, man. Okay. We have to we have to be moving, you know, uh very expeditiously, if you will. All right, move with some what they say, move with purpose. Okay. Again, understanding, hey, we ain't got time for this shit. We got to tap in and we got to lock in fast. All right, because again, the Lord is getting ready to bring a judgment on the earth, so it requires work. All right, and this is where is it at? Here we go. Well, let's go to it. John 9. Well, leave me alone. John 9 and 4. Okay, and this is in red. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Right. So there's a time where Amos 8 and 11 is going to take place. All right. And we won't be able to you know, go out and do videos or go out to camp or put up a video. And see, the thing is, during when that happens, whatever you've done, that's it. Whatever type of faith that you've built up, up to that point, however many videos you've done, so on and so forth, that's going to be the end all be all. And you're going to be justified based off of your works up all the way up to that point. And, it may be enough, which we know we ultimately can never do enough for Yahweh Shem Shai, but it may be enough, to be to grant you worthy of salvation, or it may not be enough. And you don't want to ultimately you don't want to be in that state to where you have regrets. Damn, I wish I would have did more. I wish I would have fellowship more. I wish I was around the brothers more. Uh, I wish I would have did more lessons. I wish I would have studied it, a little bit more. It's not at that point in time. It's going to be too late. You know. And again, this is purely, when it's all said and done, we're going to be justified through our faith. Okay, but still, you faith without works is dead. So you still need to be making sure you're applying the scriptures and working. Okay, because again, that night comes when no man can work. All right, Proverbs 13:4. It says, "The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat." Right. And you want to be in that spirit of being diligent, you know, to where that way your spirit gonna be made fat. You're gonna be in abundance. You'll be able to partake in when the scriptures say, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. See, the sluggard and the nigga that ain't doing no work, he's not gonna be profitable in that day. And Apostle Hart says it all the time, man. If you're not doing, 3 videos a week, then you're not of the elect. And really, the standard is a video a day. Okay, now ultimately, to your leisure and whatever. All right. But because we know, well, like shit, the apostle says himself, he know everybody ain't doing a video a day. But that's what we're shooting for. Okay, because what else we got to do? All right, now shit happens, we get it, but no, we should be fervent. We should be pushing out more videos. We should be more active in the work of Yahweh Shemal Shai. Okay, this isn't the time to get lazy and to backtrack. Esau is speeding things up and pushing out more BS, so we need to push out more righteousness. Okay, it's balanced. All right. Proverbs 12:24. It says, "The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute." Right, the slothful shall be under tribute, man. And ultimately, if you're not in the state of pushing out videos and doing what's right, doing what's necessary, then the Lord just ain't dealing with you. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that you do, if you're doing 10 videos a week and all this that's guaranteed. No, it doesn't guarantee you. 'Cause you're gonna have brothers that do hella videos and they ain't gonna get saved. And then you're gonna have a brother that, yeah, it's gonna be a bare minimum, but he's part of that first fruits, you know. That's just his lot. His lot wasn't to be a avid video pusher. All right, doesn't make him lazy. It just wasn't his measure. Okay, and let's get a couple more. Proverbs 20:4. Damn, I was almost tripped on that speed bump. Proverbs 20:4. It says, "The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold; therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing." Right. So, and let's go there real quick. I want to see the NLT that says. Was that 20:4? Yeah. NLT says, "Those too lazy to plow in the right season will have no food at the harvest." Right. So if you're not willing to, you know, buckle down and work now while you can, well, when it's time to harvest and reap the benefits of your labor, you ain't gonna have no, you ain't gonna have nothing to reap because you ain't labored and shit. You ain't did nothing. That's why 2/3 isn't gonna receive a reward but death, because that's what they worked towards. Those that was it plow and sow iniquity reap the same. Okay, you don't want to be uh you don't want to take part of that judgment, man. Okay, you do not want to take part of that judgment. So you want to do again, you want to do the right thing. You don't want to fuck off your first couple years, your first couple months. Okay, you're gonna have those, that time frame where you're constantly bumping your head and getting rebuked, getting counsels and all that. But it gets to a point where that should need to be less and less. as days go by. It needs to be cut off. All right. Brothers shouldn't be talking to you about the same damn thing over and over, 2 times maximum, you know, for real. Now, sometimes you got to tell Jake the same, but after a while, I was like, bro, we too big for this shit. you know, why are we constantly talking about the same damn thing? But you got brothers like that. And ultimately the point is you still got time to repent and change that shit, man. But, listen, for bros that are members of the camp, take heed to what your heads are saying, man. They're not there just because, for the fuck of it. They were appointed by Yahweh Shem Shai to lead you and to counsel you and guide you in the right steps. All right. And they're not going to tell you anything that's going to destroy you ultimately. All right. Because they know that there's a judgment attached to that. Leading the flock astray, you're going to get judged. All right. So make your job, make your heads of the camps, make their job easier by doing your job. And then that's another thing. They be getting upset about the councils. They always picking, well, nigga, then stop doing shit. Tighten up. All you got to do is tighten up. It ain't that damn hard, man. You can't keep blaming the flesh. All right, there's a point you got to hold yourself accountable. But let's see. Probably one more. Mm, there's one more. I think. Trying to see. Nope, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So let's go back, and I'm gonna just grab this and close out. The good old Matthew. But again, it was in Salaki. It might have been a little bit everywhere, but just something like I said, I was meditating on, and flowing through the spirit. All right, again, don't waste your first couple years, man, by ultimately just bullshitting and procrastinating. All right, you wanna get in and you wanna get active. Okay. So Matthew 4 and 17, it says, from that time Yahushua began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So again, that's a message, just something I want to put out there real quick. Lord's will is edifying and exhorting, okay, to you brothers. All right, and shit, this is for all of us, not just new brothers, this us as well. All right, we don't know how much time we got left, but we even though we know the times are coming up quick, there's no definite set time. So use this time that the Lord is still allowing us to, have to improve. All right, get your health in order. All right, get your household in order, your job, woman, kids, whatever. Do what you need to do, okay, and pray, and ultimately wait on Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, to grant us this salvation. So, Lord's with us, edifying to the elect, giving all praise, honor, and glory once again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash, and double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us truth. Peace, much love, and salutations always to those for elect. To the next one, Shalom.